Why do we have feelings? What's the purpose to feelings? The negative feelings we have, the positive feelings we have, where do they come from? Why do we have them? What are we supposed to do with them? Do we ignore them? Do we allow them to control us? Do we make decisions with them? Do we rely upon them to live our day-to-day functions? We have feelings because feelings are the way that our body communicates with us. They tell us the things that we need, they tell us the things that we should be doing, and they also tell us when we're doing the right things. Feelings come from a chemical reaction inside of our brain called neurotransmitters. It's a combination of several different neurotransmitters that creates the feelings that we experience. We also can feel feelings in certain parts of our stomach, like, for example, in our stomach. We can also feel them in places like our throat. Our feelings are supposed to guide us with reason, but a lot of times what people do with feelings is they ignore them, they run from them, or they run into them and hold hands with them. So it's about learning to kind of find that balance, that perfect balance of what to do with feelings. Sometimes you have a feeling and you say, I wonder what happened. Where did that come from? Why did my mood change? Why did I wake up 10 minutes ago and I was so happy and now I'm just so ill. I'm just so mad. I'm so irritated. And you can't seem to figure out why. One of the things you can do is you can retrace back to what's happened in the last time since your mood was more positive. Reflect on that and look at your thinking, because your thinking also creates your feelings. So if I walk into a party and I'm thinking that nobody at this Avon party likes me, and they all think that I am below their class, they all think that I'm a joke. If I'm walking in there thinking that, then I'm going to have feelings that are going to be reflective of my thought life. And in that situation, I would feel irritable, maybe. I would feel less than. I would feel unworthy. Um, I would feel alone. I would have lots of different feelings from just that thought life. But the thoughts always generate the feelings. The same Avon party that I could walk in the door of, I might walk in and say, hey, I know all these people from work. I get along great with all these people. And so my thoughts are, I'm going to get a stronger bond with these people. I finally get to be part of the in group at work. These people are so supportive, and I so respect and admire them at work. I look up to them. I can learn something from them, and because I have those same thoughts, the situation didn't change. It's still the same party. It's still the same people there, but what's changed is my thinking about it. So because I'm thinking those thoughts, I'm going to feel motivated, encouraged, connected, and excited. I'm going to have different thoughts. So we could go over the Avon thing so several different times, and the situation change. But what I think about it can always change, and what I think about it will create my feelings. They say it's not so much the things that are happening to you, it's what you believe about those things that are happening to you, and what you believe about yourself that is the problem. So feelings sometimes can be very helpful and very good things, because if you are getting ready to do some kind of business deal and you got that kind of icky feeling like, these guys don't seem on the up and up. Why do they not line up with what they're telling me? They're saying this, but I'm seeing this. You're going to have this uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. And that uncomfortable feeling is trying to tell you to pump the brakes. Just pump the brakes. And don't do this. Don't sign on the dotted line. There's going to be other times where you're going to have feelings of connection, and you meet somebody, and you meet somebody that reminds you of somebody that you had in school. And again, I said it's what you believe about it. Reminds you of your best friend in school, and you just feel instantly connected to these people, and you want to build some kind of relationship with them, and you reach out to them. So sometimes feelings push us into things, sometimes they push us away from things. And then we have the feelings, and so we have feelings that are more nudges, and then we have feelings that are more of a direct result of what's going on in our head. And then we have feelings because there is something going on in the environment, like if I open the front door and Jason is standing at the front door ready to do something to me and to my family, I'm going to instantly feel afraid and activate that stress response system and slam the door and grab my kids and run. So that feeling is a little bit different than I'm going to sign up for college and I don't really think I'm smart enough. I failed all my tests and I've got all that negative thinking going in. And so the fear is coming from the negative thinking. So the feelings either come from the thinking, they come from sometimes the environment, and sometimes I think something much larger than us or smaller than us, so to speak, is nudging us. Um, we are sitting in a meeting and we see Mr. Handsome or Miss Princess across the room, and we feel that nudge, like, oh, they're so attractive, they're this and that. We've got 2 weeks of sobriety, and we look at them and our heart just swells, and we are just swooned by these people. And that's probably not a real healthy nudge, so to speak. That's one you got to pump your brakes on. So it's a little confusing, but once you completely understand yourself and what your feelings are trying to tell you and what you need to do about them, then you're far more advanced than the other people around you. But I think the toughest thing in life is not learning how to pass a test, learning how to get a degree, even raising a child or being married or learning a new job. The toughest thing that you will ever do in your life is to understand yourself. And that's going to be a journey you're going to be on until the day you die. I'm still on that journey, and I'm still trying to figure out how things work on the inside of me, what my feelings mean, where my thoughts are coming from, and where my issues are coming from, and what to do about them. How do I react to anxiety that's in my head that is nothing going on around me? Like, I can get into like fortune telling and start thinking that something bad is going to happen if I don't hurry up and do X, Y, and Z. And so I feel afraid, I feel uneasy, and I feel insecure. And if I know myself well enough, I'm going to look at that and say, those feelings are probably not the healthiest. They come from all that really dysfunctional thinking, that distorted thinking process. So in this case, I might recognize that I have all these negative feelings, not ignore them, but recognize them, acknowledge them, and then decide I'm not going to engage with them. And instead, I might go do like a jigsaw puzzle. And sometimes it's that feeling you meet somebody or somebody said something to you, and you just don't feel right about it. And that's a feeling like it nags on you and kind of hovers over you, and you can't seem to drop it. And then you find out that your friend or your relative said something super ominous to you, and you can't get it out of your head, and you discover that they were super depressed, possibly even wanting to do something to themselves. And if you wouldn't have followed that feeling, then you wouldn't have been able to help them. So feelings are interesting things, and they are trying to tell you something. They are other voices, and you've got to figure out if it's the ones you want to listen to or the ones you shouldn't.